Samvardhana Motherson Finance Limited, which is primarily a holding company of the Samvardhana Motherson Group, is an integrated automotive solutions provider and is present across the entire automotive value chain. The company is entering the capital, which has entered the capital markets to raise 16,650 million rupees, is for the objects of repaying its debt, funding its expansion plans, and as offer for sale to Radharani Holdings to the extent of 3,210 million. Now, Samvardhana SMFL is present across geographies and is exemplified by the fact that it has over 18 subsidiaries, 19 joint ventures, and 89 other consolidated entities which add to the business operations of the company, as well as its geographic reach, catering to most of the well-known automakers in the world. Coming to some of the financials of the company, a point to be noted is that it has a very flabby debt to equity ratio of 2.73 times as per the 9-month FY11 figures. This is primarily on account of the Pegaform Group's acquisition, which the company made in November 2011. However, this is likely to come down post the issue. It would still remain in an uncomfortable zone, given that it plans to expand its capacities and add some more manufacturing capacities in Brazil, India, and Hungary and Spain. The same will need to be monitored given its aggressive expansion plan. Further, given that the company has grown primarily through the inorganic route, the financials will not be strictly comparable, and hence we see a CAGR growth of 123% in the net revenues from FY 2008 to FY 2011. While that is to be considered, some of the positives for the IPO are that the company has a long-standing relationship with its customers. It has been well entrenched in the product development stage also with some of its customers, given its consistent focus on quality and efficiency in manufacturing process. It also has the ability to cross-sell products, given that it operates through various subsidiaries, primarily through the Motherson Sumi Systems Limited, which is listed on the stock exchanges and is engaged in providing wiring harnesses and other such critical equipments for the automotive segment. Then another subsidiary is Samvardhana Motherson Reflected, which acquired Visiocorp in 2009 and which contributes nearly 34% to its consolidated revenues. So these two are the key subsidiaries for SMFL, which have been contributing year on year in terms of top line and bottom line growth. However, there are certain negatives which one must consider. As pointed earlier, one is the uncomfortable debt to equity component on the balance sheet of the company. The second being that it operates in various geographies and is hence exposed to multiple rules and regulations of various countries. A case in point could be the recent announcement in the budget on the Vodafone tax, something like the Vodafone tax issue, or any regulation against the double taxation avoidance agreements could substantially impact the operations of this company, thereby hurting or thereby affecting its profitability and the margins. So this is one key factor which one should note in this particular IPO. Again, its revenues are concentrated in the hands of a few customers. An example is the Volkswagen Group, which manufactures Audi, Porsche, Seat, some of its known brands, which contribute almost to 50% of its of its sales, whereas the top 5 customers contribute nearly 70% based on the 9-month FY11 figures. Considering these factors and that it is exposed to foreign currency fluctuation, and we've seen depreciation in the rupee happening in the recent times, this would be a bit worrisome. Coming to the valuations of this company, the company is primarily a holding company, and hence it is being compared with similar holding companies like Tata Investment Corp, Williamson Magor and Company, Nalva Sons, to name a few, which trade in the range of 1.1 to 2.25 times FY13 estimates, whereas SMFL is demanding a price to book of almost 4 to 4.5 times the FY13 estimated earnings. On an EV by EBITDA basis too, it looks aggressive and is asking for around 39 times its 9-month FY12 figures. Considering the above facts, the aggressive pricing and the prevalent primary market headwinds, traders as well as investors can avoid this issue till the price dips to a more reasonable level. However, high-risk punters will have to take a watch and trade for a chance in the listing gains.